I'm talking about cypher buns, the road jumpers, hair raisers, bunners, playboys, mutants, and the punk bunnies. Let's get it. Flash, Lego.
Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we ain't. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we ain't. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it.
You already know I'm with them hooligans. Running through the city with my chest out. When I have not swung a little bit, they harass us, arrest us. Tired of being left out. I done been through it all, never gave up. I'ma do it all alone, who gon' save us? Trying to get it to the point they respect us. No more enslaved, but we coming for the extras. Me and my squad tired of the losing. Formulating plans, I've been out here recruiting. See them all talking, ain't nobody moving. Everybody wanna live, ain't nobody shooting. Road jumpers, hair raisers, punk bunnies, they dangerous. When I die, how go? I'm martyr, we're famous. I already know what the aim is. Cuff the pole, carefree with the angels. We didn't take their best shot, we know what pain is. Michelangelo couldn't even paint this. My pain, this all I've gave my heart. Are you not entertained when we've came this far?
Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we ain't. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we ain't. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Or stay out the way for the movement. Carry King squad up, no capping. We out here, what's happening? Got factions, by the masses. When I test RG, we AK deep in the street with a fleet. Made the cityscape drop to his knee, but believe that's what you call anarchy. On the ride, strategize every move when we ride. Don't care what fact you from or how much dirt you done. We on the takeover, so pick a side. Ain't no more lines across, we knock boundaries over. We war ready, we also. We need all the smoke, same master bunners. Got the cyber bunches with the game. Zuckbots, we dismantle and sell a parts on the low. Playboy hustle ain't nothing, it's just a give and a go. Silly fluff for shit up for kids, I thought y'all people should know. Hooligan, we hit if I let the mutants explode. Yeah. Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we ain't. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it. Mount up, think straight, get home, be safe. My team, we don't play them L-Rays or we ain't. You already know we some hooligans. What am I to be but a hooligan? Catch me in the street with them hooligans. Say you down for the cows, gotta prove it.
Yeah, heard we live. Are we live? Yes. All right, cool. We'll go throw up some fire emojis as usual. Tell me we're live without telling me we're live. Here we go. It's stacking up. All right, well, welcome to a very important AMA. It's Friday. I've got a job and I've got a lot of shit to do. That was a reference from Friday, if anyone didn't get it. Anyone remember that movie, Chris Tucker Ice Cube? No? Yeah. Good stuff, yeah. Classic. Oh, it's an important AMA because we're going to talk some more about Zuckbots, and I know everybody's excited about what's happening. And we're as equally as excited as you, let me tell you that much. It's our upcoming companion drop. It's going to set a new bar for companion drops and be of great importance in and outside of the rabbit hole. Can't tell you much more of that personally, but I'm sure Colin's going to spill the beans on a few things. It's going to be no anticlimax with our companion drop. Let me tell you. Let me assure you of that. I mean, we've seen some other companion drops out there. Can't really do much, but we're all about quality. We're all about utility, and everything we do has major and great importance in the rabbit hole and over the months and years to come. So the next couple of months are going to be super fun. And the Zuckbots are going to be pretty much a play and earn game in itself. We're looking massively forward to it, but it's Friday. I'm feeling good. I'm back in LA, by the way. I've got a new name change. I'm no longer Luke Skyhopper, but just Skyhopper. I'm looking forward to the big fight tomorrow, and RIP to Queen Elizabeth II. Big bank holiday on Monday in the UK. What you guys reckon? Can I get a day off on Monday?
No.
This Web3 grind, honestly, this Web3 grind never stops. It's going to take its toll one day. I'm starting to see some grey hairs already, and I still consider myself pretty young. Anyway, today we're going to talk mainly about Zuckbots, but we are going to touch on some other real important things too. So let's check in with the team. How are we feeling, team?
Amazing.
Doing great.
Feeling damn good.
Doing very good. Happy it's Friday. Happy to be here.
I noticed we're missing a particular wizard. At least where's a wizard hat?
Oh, the wizard hat. Oh man. Well, we can't do it the disservice of wearing it without the wizard being here.
Definitely not. It actually doesn't exist unless Kevin is like,
it's in his hands.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's
a wizard trait.
It spontaneously comes into existence, and then it goes into another dimension when Kevin's out of the room. So
We definitely miss you, Kevin, and I'm sure Kevin will be back in position for the next one. So who we got in the house? We got West, we got Colin, and we got Luke. So smaller team, but by no means we're still going to cover exactly everything that we like to cover and everything that you like to hear about. So yeah, let's get straight into it. You know, who's out there been checking out the sneak peeks on the Zuckbots? You know, we've got a stacked content calendar coming, and we're going to give you a bit of clues in the upcoming content as to what these Zuckbots are going to be all about. You know, let's talk about it, Colin. Let's get straight into it. How excited are you?
Well, we have, we're busily working on our 3 of the 7 models of Zuckbots, and I don't know which one. We each one seems to keep getting better than the others. So there's kind of a competition going on the floor, where some people are working on the legs, Zuckbots, some people working on the OGs, some people working on the QTs, and we just, it's working when everybody gathers around someone's monitor and we're all laughing. And we're sharing images and we're laughing again and again and again and again. Some of the mistakes I'm half tempted to show you, but I think I even have my limits. But sometimes what we're doing is we have all these different wonderful traits, skins, weapons, helmets, and we're mixing and matching the best ones. So the truth is, there are thousands and millions of combinations, and some match better than others. But what's a nice, pleasant surprise is they pretty much all work. They're all so beautiful. And some of the funniest ones, are when maybe 2 or 3 things are mixed that maybe we didn't intend. So that for us, it's like a discovery process. Even though we're creating the assets, we're putting these things together, and I think we're having as much fun as anybody just being part of this experience.
That's the crazy thing about permutations, right? When you start putting a bunch of art together, especially when you're dealing with, thousands of iterations of something and a bunch of different assets, and you kind of see things popping up like, oh shit, that looks pretty wicked. Didn't see that. Or like, oh, that one doesn't look good at all. We're going to kick that one out.
Well, I think
in the last sneak peek, some of those OG bots looked amazing, and some of the tools they had on hand. I can't wait to see those bad boys in action.
Yeah, man. No, there's a lot of cool stuff we got cooking up on that front, but even more so, it's kind of cool, like, some of the mystery behind these things, and like what and how they play into the game. Why are they Zuckbots? Why are they now all these different kind of colors and factions and looks and models? And are there 7? I don't know. And finding right now, like as a hooligan, you're exposed out there in those games. You can band together with your faction, but there's got to be a little bit more to that. And these Zuckbots have to have different ways to work with the game, with the hooligans, with your factions, and coming up with a lot of those little inner gameplay storylines to make sure this all weaves together. So stay tuned as we continue to roll more of that stuff out. But a lot of designing going on behind the scenes to make sure that these things look incredible. They're something that of course everybody really wants, but at the same time, they have some pretty cool utility in game and also out of game.
Yeah, I know. So word on the street is Hooli managed to break into Zuckbot's facility, right, West?
Yep.
We're going to be telling you a bit more of that. Might have worked out how to start to hack these things. So
yeah, exactly. We'll see how that works out for him. But
how that one plays out. But we've got a stacked content, good production line going out. So you're gonna see some great stuff from us again. Stuff you're used to seeing, stuff that's pretty much better than most stuff that you're seeing out there. No shade on anybody else, but I like to throw a bit of shade from time to time. Why not?
Sure.
Word on the street is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but every OG hooligan holder will get a free claim bot. And that bot, I'm hearing, is also going to act as a key. Remember, there's going to be 3 models of bots in the first phase, and that's out of potentially 7 or more. you'll initially only be able to mint an OG bot, and you'll have to work out how to get the rest from the first phase.
Right.
So we're gonna do also a small whitelist, allow list, bot list sale to bring in some new blood into the community. But we'll be very considered about market conditions, and how many we put out there. Genuine thing is, we want to bring in new people, want to bring value back to our Genesis holders, and we want to make this a really, really fun experience. This is going to be unlike any other over the next couple of months, unlike any other companion drop that's out there. Everything that we do has an important role to play in the ecosystem. These will be gaming assets. These will have utility in the game. These will have utility outside of the game. And these will have utility in another mini game as well, right, Colin? And we've started to make some early works into a mobile game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah. So that's what we're working on really hard right now, and that's actually what's probably most exciting right now, because we have so many of these Zuckbots, and it's kind of a shame to say, all right, we only are going to have 15,000 or 20,000 or 8,000 or whatever the number is that will be revealed.
Don't anybody hang on any of those numbers? They're not necessarily numbers. Yeah.
Those are all just generic numbers, or 2,000,
or 70,000.
But here's our dilemma. Here's our real dilemma. If you had 100,000 wonderful combinations, and you had a lot of people that wanted to be part of this community, what would you do? So we don't want to dilute anything, but it does feel like the community, the world, our partners are saying, how can you get more people part of this ecosystem? And we want to make sure that we're not diluting any of the OG value or any of the OGZ.
It's all going to be a value add.
It's all going to be a value add. But the mobile game is a wonderful opportunity for us to say, how do we get to everybody in the world who wants to play, and maybe play generically, but also perhaps play as a unique, lesser Zuckbot of some kind? So we're working out the mechanics of how that would work, but we do know that there is an appetite for a battle bot game of some sort on mobile and on Android. So that seems to be kind of a small guiding light, but this little mini game will then also fit very neatly inside the rabbit hole.
Right.
So it will exist in its own. It's not like the entire rabbit hole can be crammed onto an Android. It's such high quality that would just be impossible. But we can start creating these little mini games. And because we are embracing the future of Unreal 5 using the Lyra Foundation, we're able to carve out these mini games very efficiently and basically future-proof newer versions of the rabbit hole. So that's what excites me the most, that this BattleBot mini game will be the first of many, but hopefully will attract thousands, millions of new players.
All right, let me paraphrase that. So we are working on a mobile game that should be iPhone and Android compatible, that will initially specifically be for the Zuckbot release, and it'll be our first foray into a mobile game. But notwithstanding that, we are still working on bringing the actual rabbit hole to mobile as well. So we also actually have an arcade in the rabbit hole, right? And nobody's been able to go into that arcade yet, but we consider that arcade being a place in the rabbit hole where you'll be able to also play some of these mini games. And we are working on a number of mini games. There are other studios and other projects that have got mini games that they work on, and we could potentially collaborate and bring some of those in there. So if you ever want to just break away from having to kick ass in the rabbit hole, you could go to the arcade and play some of these mini games. So yeah, we are working on mobile. Mobile's massively important to us. Everybody in the world, well, most people in the world have a mobile, right? We don't want to create too many barriers to entry. We really kind of want to be out there as a worldwide game. A household name in terms of gaming, and in order to do that, we need to be supported on as many platforms as possible. So as with everything we do, we're in the business of not talking too much, but showing and proving. And from the start, that's what we've done, and that's why we've got to the position where we are creating an incredibly ambitious game, but we're doing it right in front of everybody's eyes, and and we're making great progress. We're making some mistakes. We're building on it. We're taking, feedback from the community, making iterations, and really kind of building something, epic right now. And we've set our bar really high, and every day the bar gets higher and higher because we're not in this to make the best Web3 game. Yeah, we want to inherently do that regardless, but we need to make a game that can compete with the top games out there, period. And there's a lot of interesting developments going on. Unfortunately, Dumbledore can't be with us today, but talk a bit more about how we kind of really on the cutting edge of what we're doing in Unreal, with Lyra and even the kind of Mac build, and some of the probably being one of the first builds out there, right? On Mac.
To speak to that, we know we're on the cutting edge because the stuff that we were doing promoting this to the Mac, some of the questions we were asking, it was pretty obvious that we were the first people asking these questions. Yeah. That no one else seemed to have ported Unreal 5 games to the Mac before. And so as a nice bonus as well, as you saw in some of the leaked footage, we also are able to get this working on Steam Deck, and which seems to have the same play, right. And curiously, it actually has a couple of the same small artifacts that the Mac build has. So there's a shared driver
overlap there.
There's a shared video driver they're using, but it's small. But once again, I always tell people problems are one of my favorite things in life. I really do. I aim for them. I don't try to skirt away from them. And so the reason I like problems so much is that if you can solve them, that means no one else in the world has solved them before you. And so especially when we look up on YouTube or we go to the UDM sites and we try to seek out answers to these questions, we find out that there aren't any. That's actually a sign of progress.
It's a sign that we're going in the right direction.
Yes. So we love that. So that's why you guys are invited to be part of the bleeding edge with us. We're opening up the game, warts and all. We want you guys to break it. We want you guys to feel the love and the pain,
participation,
just the participation with us as we're plowing forward. And what's so unique? Someone asked me on one of these AMAs recently about what sets us apart. What we're doing is that we have the highest quality facial animation. The faces of these characters is something that no one else is doing in this space. There are people that are interested in the UGC. There are people that have really good gameplay.
Right.
There are people that are talking about bringing thousands of people into the game. But we're doing all of that simultaneously and allowing a path for anybody out there, the lowest level users on the other side of the world that might have a very small income, but has a dream and wants to grind their way up into this community. And we want to very much encourage that path and welcome them in with open arms.
And it's cool
we definitely started, I want to kind of let people know that, there is a gameplay mode coming soon, right? And the first gameplay mode is going to be Battle Royale, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. It's in the works right now. We're really pumped about it. I'd like to dovetail off of something that Colin was just saying too, and I know Luke, you wanted to hop in there as well. But so this is obviously an ecosystem and an expansive ecosystem at that we're building here. So our mobile game, our all the different integrations that we're building. This is a small universe that we're building out together, and we obviously see all of your participation in this as an extremely vital and important piece of it. The fact that we're going to be able to flex our mobile muscles and be able to show that we can actually start to build these things out is really important. And we're excited too, because the overall layout and deployment of the Zuckbot game, if you will, not only the BattleBots game, but then also the way that we roll out the Zuckbots and the different activations that you're going to have to find. I'm not going to say too much on it, but I know there's a lot that we can kind of dive into there in a second. But this ecosystem is unlike any others that certainly that I'm aware of as of right now in the not only in the Web3 space, but obviously, guys, just to remind everybody, as you all know, we want to compete with games like Fortnite. We want to compete with large AAA games. So building out this ecosystem together in the way that we're going about it, it's all in an effort to actually make something that truly holds massive value potential over time, as opposed to just one small little piece of a Web3 market or something like that.
And right now, the tools that we've been rolling out to everybody, to what, Colin and what Wes are talking about, the way that we can continue to refine these tools, the way that we can continue to improve on these things that we're giving out, use them, tell us how they work, tell us what the feedback from them, there's other people out there right now that with some things we saw in Discord that it's great to see that there's people are pushing in this direction of having digital their digital presence, identities, but that's faced by these avatars. And I think that we're going to continue to see that progression more and more and more. But the tools that we have right now currently available to all of you, and some of the stuff we're seeing right now on this on YouTube, I mean, that's what we want to just drive home. Use those things, help us improve that, because the more feedback we get, the finer tuned we make it, the better product it'll be, and the better the experience will be for everybody to continue to create this stuff.
Yeah. And please help us, as you guys already know, I mean, so many people in the Carrot Gang and just our community at large have already been so supportive and so helpful. But always, guys, just please help spread the word about us, because it's one of those things where we're really proud of the tools that we're making right now, and we're obviously very early still. So
Lord Victor, keep killing the Hooli from the AMA.
And it's important, we are literally building foundations right in front of everybody's eyes, step by step, and with the intention of making something grand and epic. So you're with us along on this journey. Everybody who's part of our community is a very important piece and part to play in this journey. Never really underestimate the power of your combined voices. Let's say we've got 4,000 or 5,000 holders. If everybody every time we release a tweet is retweeting and tweeting, and we're getting 1,000 retweets, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, we'll be trending all the time. So don't ever forget, individuals have powers, and individuals of a group have even more power. So we're going to continue to build, we're going to continue to deliver, we're going to continue to set the bar and raise the bar higher and higher and higher, because we want to be up there with the best, and we don't want anything less than that. And that wasn't intentionally meant to rhyme. But Wes, I want to talk a bit more about kind of getting one of these gameplay modes in there. And I know the team's been working hard on Battle Royale. Battle Royale's always been a fan favorite. A lot of people have been calling for it. Great for kind of content creator, great for streamers, and great little competition to kind of and tournament mode start to kick things off with. So tell us how that's going and how excited are the team about that.
Yo, super pumped about it, and I can speak on a couple things here. Obviously, as we build out the various game modes, we do have a game mode architecture in which multiple modes will be layered on top of a larger resource game. There's a lot to jump into there. There's already some stuff in our orange paper about it, but we do have developments there too coming to you guys soon, which I'm really pumped about. But let's just talk about Battle Royale first for a second. Knowing that that's in motion, knowing that we're getting that built out, obviously we're building all of this now on Lyra, which is a much more, again, expansive and complex system to be building on. But this is the way that we build this thing robust. If Kevin Mack were here right now, he would say, make it work, make it fast, make it right, make it fast.
Yeah.
That's the order, right? Yeah. And so switching to Lyra, getting all of those things worked out is how we're in the make it right phase. We're now building this thing for long-term growth, and we're building a robust foundation to make sure that we can continue to expand on the core technologies we're putting together. So Battle Royale is an easy first, maybe I don't want to say easy, but I want to say at least it's a core game mode that we need to include. One, because it facilitates all sorts of tournament play. It's really well suited for content creation. So obviously, as you all know, we've been building content creator tools with Emmy and Hooligan and various in-game camera modes and things like that. So we're really bullish on making sure that you guys have tools to make good content and cool shit while you're in the game. So Royale is one of those things that we really want you guys to showcase that. We want people to stream, and we want people to essentially play in tournament modes while making content as their
That's really important that you touched on tournament modes. I mean, that's one of the reasons why, for Battle Royale to get that in soon, that was, a big topic of, okay, what game modes go first?
Right.
Horde mode would be great. We already kind of have some early foundations of that with Zuckbots, stuff like that. But
more to come on that with the Zuckbot release too, by the way. Sorry to cut you off.
But with the tournaments, and what's so fun about that is we got some really cool plans with some cool partners to continue to roll this stuff out. To bring new people into the ecosystem, to build a stronger foundation for the people who are already here. The tournaments are a major part of what we're doing, and it also helps shine a light on the tools that are in there that can be used, and goes back to everything I've helped us refine.
You know what I'm finding real fun is that whilst we're doing this live stream and whilst we're playing the game and showing you a stream, there are other members of the community in the game right now having fun. Like
Lord Victor just in there murking people.
You know, we've seen other people release demos and do stuff time limited. Like, you know, you come and check it out for 10, 15 minutes and then that's it. We've got nothing to hide. We're like completely transparent. There's been no time limits on this. You can go in there whenever you want. We've not restricted access to it. You know, we've made it very clear that not everything's in here right now. You know, there's a lot of improvements we're going to make. Here's the roadmap for those. But, you know, actually having it out there and seeing the community in there with us right now is massive, right?
Yeah, well, and finding things that we've never found before.
Absolutely.
Someone posted that there's a way you can kill Zuckbots by taking a skateboard and spinning the circles around them. So who knew? We never planned that you could kill a Zuckbot by skating circles around them.
It's a feature, not a bug.
So yes, but you guys found that, and also the paint tools. You know, from the get-go, we've always said that we wanted to have paint tools where we actually could make art, make real usable graffiti. But it's still at the early stages; they're not usable yet. However, you guys are already using it for that purpose. You're taking the paint cans and you're making your names and images and symbols and all kinds of questionable kind of things. But that's awesome because like it shows that it's in your hands now and you're doing better things than what we predicted. So that's where this is going. I think this is really going towards a battle royale TV show where you're going to fall in love with the personalities playing. Yeah. You're seeing real people around the world grind their way up to the top. And you're watching this, and it should compete with anything on TV as any kind of sports programming or any.
I would watch Lord Victor.
Yeah, I mean, people already are watching Twitch streams as entertainment, but now imagine if you had the highest quality character animation and personalities part of this game and amazing camera work. So anyway, the future is very bright.
By the way, I want to see a one-on-one match, Lord Victor versus Cade. I think that's something that's got to happen.
I mean, well, Lord Victor's definitely honing his skills, getting ready to compete and win some prize money. But you know, we've been sharing this with people all over the world, right? And that is all over the world, not just the West. And like, you know, just to let everybody know, like they're massively enthused about this. You know, they love the look and feel, they love the character, they love how edgy Hooli is, how cheeky and cute Hooli is at the same time. And it's like this has mass global appeal, and you know, we're seeing and hearing that directly from major players globally, and like, you know, that's very, very refreshing. It's like all this hard work that we're collectively doing as a community and as a team. And, you know, remember, everybody in the community is an extended part of the team, is all paying off. And, you know, we really are truly creating something absolutely epic here. One step at a time, but, you know, we're completely transparent about it. And, you know, that's the best way to be. You know, often people say, you know, there's no good guys left in gaming anymore. You know, you can't say you're a good person, right? People say, oh, well, no good person says we're a good person. But hopefully, you know, you all consider us as good people. You all consider us as having our doors open. You all consider us as being able to take criticism on the chin and being able to kind of bounce back and deliver against all odds. And that's the tone we want to set. And that's what Web3 should be all about. You know, everybody should be working together. Everybody should be working openly. It's no competition out there. You know, we do have a bit of fun with it from time to time, but there is no competition. We all grow together and grow this Web3 space together and, you know, bring the beauty of Web3 to the masses. And that's exactly what we want to do. But anyway, not to digress, but you know, another cool thing that I'm hearing, West, is we've got an album in the works, right?
Oh, dude. Oh, I'm actually really, really pumped about this. All right, so I'm just gonna jam on this real quick. So, and this is something we're gonna be sharing more information with the whole community about this. But yeah, we're putting together a My Pet Hooligan soundtrack. Now, I know that a lot of you in the community have already submitted music. Freaking love it and really appreciate it. And we're gonna ask people to continue to maybe just kind of keep that in mind. We will be putting out maybe a little bit more of a formalized, whether it's a competition or challenge or something like that. But again, we are going to be asking community members to submit music. We've also got a bunch of people here in the building that have been making music. I'm going to be putting some music in. We've got some amazing talent that we've already been working with. So we're really, really pumped about this. But we do have a larger music initiative going. So we're going to be building out the My Pet Hooligan soundtrack. So more information to come as far as formalizing that, making sure the funnels are set up to bring all of it in.
It's really cool.
Title track, West. We've got a video almost complete.
We got a kick-ass video coming you guys' way.
So I think that's actually something that's good to touch on too. Is like, you know, right now, within our studio and within the pipeline of the studio, we have a lot of productions that are so close to being done. I'd say between the 90 to 95 to 98% done for each of these things that we're going to be rolling out. Some of them are, specific to Zuckbots. Maybe an official trailer, maybe some kind of a teaser there. But then there's other ones that are, just more part of the MPH ecosystem that just kind of further tell some more storylines there for some factions. Music videos are definitely things that have been in the works that are almost close to completion and getting there, that support some of the music that you all have already heard. And then, some other pretty cool things that we've been working on, but really excited to get that all out and shared with you all soon.
Yeah. Big shout out, Crypto Lockdown. Glad you were able to.
Shout out, Crypto.
All right, we're saying Blackpink on the soundtrack, Coldplay on the soundtrack. We can't speak to that right now, but there is stuff going on behind the scenes. That's all I can say. There are some major moves going on behind the scenes. That's all I can say. All right, but you know what? I just saw something here. You should put a mini game in the rabbit hole that is a skate park to board at, have half pint. Yeah, we are actually. If Kevin Mack and Carl were on here, they talk a lot about what we're doing. We really kind of see skateboarding as one of the main means to kind of get around, and we are building more tricks, more animations. We are building grinding into here, so there's most definitely going to be a skating mini game in here. Absolutely. Why not? So yeah, that's definitely.
I'm also going to really push for a radio station or something like that. I'm
man, Hooli Radio
integrations.
Bring it back.
Hooli radios.
All right, good stuff. All right, so let's
also do a Hooli Radio from a radio station or something like that inside of the rabbit hole. I'm just thinking out loud. Yeah. Anyway, all right.
There's all you should everybody should see our ideas board. There's so many things that we want to do. If only we had 48 hours in a day instead of 24, we could potentially get a bit more done.
This building,
new song idea.
Yeah, this is a very ambitious project, and things take time. We end up having to do a lot of problem solving. There's variables, things come up, unexpected things that we need to work through. So just bear with us in this journey.
Yeah.
Our main commitment is to deliver the best possible products out there and deliver for our community. That are our main priorities. So bear with us. You are going to get everything you want to get, and ultimately, this is a long journey. Building games like these take years and tens and even hundreds of millions of dollars, and we're fully behind making this an absolute success. And you can see right before your eyes, this has got the recipe and all the ingredients to be up there with the best, and we won't want nothing less. I've already said that, but I'm going to say it again because I'm damn passionate about this, and we're giving absolutely everything we have in developing this and really taking things to the next level. But anyway, I just wanted to recap a bit about Zuckbots. We did say we're going to talk about it, so yeah, Zuckbots are coming. There's going to be a lot of gamification with Zuckbots. How you're going to get them. It's going to set a new bar. It's going to set a new standard. They will have utility in the game. We've talked about them being a companion character that will assist you, kind of like an Aku Aku in Crash Bandicoot. Maybe able to take some damage for you. Maybe able to kind of help you escape quicker. Maybe able to unlock some particular locked boxes. And as you kind of destroy other Zuckbots, you can build up parts and resummon them. They'll also have their own mini game, the BattleBots game that we are working on, and we're working on a mobile activation for as well, which will be our first foray from the MPH ecosystem into mobile. Understanding that these are all important pieces and parts of this journey, and we're in the business and showing and proving. So lots to come and lots to get excited about and lots of content. So, do keep a sharp eye on all the content that we're going to be releasing over the next few weeks. It'll all contain clues as to what some of the utilities are, what some of the abilities are of these Zuckbots, and potentially how you're going to be able to get them too. So keep your eye out, keep those notifications on, keep getting involved. And, can we tell them anything, Wes? Can we tell them?
I got a couple of things. I can take a page out of Colin's notebook and still a little bit of alpha here. No, but all right. So more specifics to come on this, but there just might be an S-carrot activation here. Maybe, I'm just going to say it. So you do not need to claim S-carrots as of right now, but just make sure that you're stacking them up. there's there might be something to look forward to in that.
Yeah, and just to be clear, you won't need S carrots to make a claim. You'll only need your Genesis Hooligan. But
yes, exactly. Only need
that's
Genesis.
what I say. But if S carrots play a part and other things play a part, and there's various clues that are going to come out, and there are other models of bots that you can't specifically get just by the initial mint. Do the math. That's all I'm going to say. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, cool.
Guy Upper. So I think before we move on, though, something that is cool about the Zuckbots and the way that we're planning on releasing all these, without going too much into detail, and I think you touch on this too, in a little bit with the S-carrot activation, is trying to find a new way to roll this out. I mean, every single time we do stuff, it is, we want to take from, learn from what's been done, and then also learn about how can we make things better, how can we do things original to us, and keep innovating in the space. Wanting to make sure that all these little pieces that we've built so far, that we put out there within the AMGI ecosystem, the MyPet Hooligan ecosystem, that there's a journey for everybody to go on. There's something for things to be done. There's not just okay, here's a link, go to OpenSea and buy now. Like, that's not, like, those days are done. We want to make this thing fun. We want to send everybody on an experience that we're designing up. So more to come on that.
We want you to experience the ecosystem. Remember, as we were saying before, we've got a bunch of different things that we've been rolling out and building over this last little less than a year now. So there's a lot to explore there. There's a lot to get exposed to.
Exactly. And I just saw a question pop up, not to jump right to questions about the others. Are they still on the horizon? Absolutely, they're on the horizon. Zuckbots right now they're something that really just fit really nicely into our current pipeline and what we have built and what we have set up to go into different mobile activations, to go into the game in a smoother fashion. But we absolutely have the others that will be coming. But that's in time.
There's been a lot around that as well. There's been a lot of internal discussions lately around the others and what that rollout's going to look like and how that ties into S-carrots and carrots and everything there. But gonna just say that of course they're coming. But
and Zuckbots, maybe there's a little tie into the others with them. Who knows? So I think it's just all about
this all might connect.
Yeah.
One thing we know is that the lore of the rabbit hole is so rich and so expansive. It's almost reminiscent of a Lord of the Rings. That's how big this thing's going to be. That's the level of lore in here. So there's so much more to come, and we can't wait to share more information with you. In fact, we've got some shorts coming out for every faction, Luke. You get a bit more info on each faction, and they're looking cool. They're looking so badass. Like, honestly, I can't wait for the community to see those things. Again, we're going to set a new bar in storytelling with NFTs as well. Like, everything we do.
We absolutely
trying to be the best at everything. I mean, you shouldn't always try and be the best at everything, but we've got so many skilled resources and expertise in here that we probably can be.
Well, we want to help define a standard.
It's all related too. I mean, while we do have a lot of things going on, it does fall under the giant umbrella we call Interloop, but which means the highest quality character animation, gameplay where you're not just playing a game, you're interacting socially, and also you can benefit financially. I think that's kind of the last missing piece of Web3 is how does the average person benefit from this? Right now, let's face it, we're in this niche. We're a couple of brave people or bold people, rebellious people are playing in this space. But getting to the point where no one's even using the word NFT, that people are just playing as an NFT without even knowing it. But really, ultimately, I think when people can actually make some kind of money or gain some benefits, it might be getting a free cup of coffee. It might be getting a free concert ticket. All of a sudden, people are like, hey, this is cool. I got a free concert ticket. They won't even know that was delivered to them on chain, but it will be right there.
Because that's kind of beside the point, right? Like it's like the blockchain is really just this interesting thing this technology that facilitates a much more interesting and dynamic use case for players and users, right? So ultimately, players that have, and obviously big shout out to 6967 Beto, wherever you're out, and you're in there somewhere. We've had a lot of discussions about this, but being able to take some piece of value from your time spent and time invested into an ecosystem and into a game. That's what Web3, and at least in my opinion, facilitates. And there's different dimensions to that. There's different ways. It's not all necessarily
baseline,
financialized,
like,
but that's ultimately what this exploration is all about. And it's really, really fascinating because now you get to can participate in a community, can participate in a game, whatever the content or other layers there are of it, and then be able to maybe walk away with something there, and then whether that's sell that to somebody else to come into the community. There's a whole bunch of different ways that you could look at it.
Yeah,
and
we had an interesting chat on this as well yesterday. So if anybody missed it, check out the Hooligan radio episode from yesterday. There's definitely some good insight into things and a good general chat between parties involved in the kind of gaming space. And one of the questions that kind of came up is like, how do you incentivize people to play? And like, the obvious answer here is, you incentivize people to play through earning and tokens. But I made a point that I was pretty proud of at the time. But it was like we shouldn't incentivize. Like, I'm not incentivized to go and watch a movie because I'm going to get paid to watch it. I actually pay to watch the movie because I find some enjoyment and some entertainment in doing so. Nobody incentivizes me to play Call of Duty Warzone or CS:GO. I play because I enjoy playing it and I find some fulfillment by playing it and achieving certain things in the game. That in itself should be incentivization, should be the fun, the achievement, and the entertainment value that we're providing with the game. And then the additional benefits is, you can play and earn, but that shouldn't be the only benefit or incentive of playing the game, because as soon as that is, it's when people just want to extract from it. So
that's exactly right. It's very clear. We've seen many of the examples of
enjoyable experience. Make an entertaining experience. Let that be the primary incentive. And anything else is just a bonus. And that's where we're really kind of heading with this.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And as we know, guys, as we've said before, we're ultimately building this. This will be, maybe a little bit more of a Web 2.5 game where we want to bring in players that might not know anything about crypto. So, we want to make sure that we're facilitating and answering the questions for people that want to be on more of the investment side and be able to play those incentive games, or just come in and play it. And you don't have to know anything about crypto either, and just enjoy the game, just have fun, enjoy the game. Yeah, we ultimately want to build this up so that all things are satisfied. That's how we're looking at this entire thing.
All right, good stuff. All right, well, Luke, we want to go into questions soon, but I know you've got a couple of other topics you wanted to touch on, specifically Emmy Creators Challenge and more, right? Let's go for it.
Of course, yeah. So Emmy Creator Challenge, I believe that the deadline was going to be next week. So I just want to, remind everybody to continue to create, show their tagline or their show the stuff that you're creating. We love seeing it. We have an update, I think, coming out here maybe over the weekend that discusses that. But yeah, keep that stuff coming along. We do have some really cool updates on the Emmy front that I think Mr. Alpha should maybe dive in on that front.
Yeah, certainly. I think someone kind of caught wind of this. They were looking at some of my Twitter posts, but the idea of that Emmy is coming to Zoom. So you will be able to be your Emmy character over Zoom. And what's interesting about that is it's not just limited to a 1-minute recording that then you can post or edit or have to say everything you want to say. The beautiful thing about the technology behind Emmy is that it almost works best when you forget about it. When you're just talking as a regular person and making your regular gestures, it's there in the corner of the screen, making a hyper realistic version of you, an exaggerated version of you. And so that means that you can have a Zoom call and just talk for an hour. You could have, in theory, a Zoom call full of Hoolies or any of our Emmy characters, Doges, any of our characters on Emmy can all of a sudden be all together as their character. And what's exciting about that is it's more exciting than just seeing a person just sit there bobbling their head a little bit now and then. You're going to see more full body gestures. Now, long term or maybe near term, I'm really pushing hard that these exist as an AR feature, and these can actually be populated in an AR environment. And then we truly are in holodeck territory, where all of a sudden you have characters populating the world around you. And once you mix that with the goggles or the glasses, AR glasses,
crazy territory.
Now we're just in a brand new world.
That's when the singularity occurs.
Yeah. So
let's talk a bit more about the Zoom activation coming for Emmy. That means you won't need kind of OSB or third-party software to be able to go on Zoom. You'll be able to directly use any of the characters on Emmy in Zoom as you would kind of like just using your camera on your phone.
Specifically the way it would work is that yes, it is first only available on Apple right now, but on iOS. But it will be an app that can be launched on your desktop, and then through Zoom you would just point to that app as your camera, and then now you are your Emmy character talking live over Zoom. So that's super exciting because this is a way to get this beautiful idea, this technology out to the masses. And yes, it's fun to talk as an animated character. It's fun to just be another character, but there's a lot of fun applications of just teaching or storytelling or learning to speak a different language. And what's also kind of nice about it is there's something freeing about not having to care about what you look like and did you comb your hair that day or whatever. And you're kind of looking also past someone else's physical appearance, and it allows you to really just interact more based on ideas that you're sharing, which I think is a really healthy place to be
able to just truly kind of express yourself in any way, shape, or form you want to. But let's also touch on let's be clear that this isn't a filter, right? We've seen
a filter. No. We worked very, very hard. This is
not a filter.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Without going too deep in the technology, basically it treats the face like a joystick. We're tracking the face in a much more animated way than let's say a typical programmer might. No offense to my programmer friends, or Dumbledore, who's with us right now, is somewhere else in spirit. But the idea is that we're interpreting what a face is, and we're exaggerating the parts that should be more Disney friendly. And that's what's really exciting, is we're doing things that most people would say, well, why would you wiggle the ears? A person's ears don't wiggle in real life. Well, they do actually a little bit, but more important than that, cartoon characters' ears would squash and stretch as the character smiles and frowns and so on. So we're putting all that extra exaggeration in there. And what's also really cool, especially about the desktop, is that we're not limited to any amount of animation we could put in there, special animation clips. Mobile controls to start walking your character around in a 3D space. And then potentially, what does that mean if two characters can interact in the same space? Now, all of a sudden, you have gamified an animated Zoom call.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where this is going. Now, other people are talking about this. Disney, for one, has just announced they want to get into this space. And a lot of the things they're talking about are very similar to the things that we're already doing.
Right.
Which is, how do you combine a digital experience with a physical experience? How do you combine the experience of going to a downtown Disney, walking into a store, seeing a themed storefront, but that's just fun to be in. You don't have to buy a single thing except just hang out and have fun. But perhaps if you want to talk to somebody who's working there, they might be in costume as the character talking to you. And so it's fun to have these little micro transactions. And perhaps even if you don't buy anything, just being there gives you rewards. Yeah. So that's kind of, I think, where this is going. It's not the multi-$1,000 transactions and $1 million Bored Apes that are being sold, and bought by celebrities. I think this is not a thing until it actually gets down to, the $5 level, the $1 level. It gets down to the masses, and that's really who we're making this for. We're really trying to make this as a way to engage, to have people engage with each other, and not just in the metaverse, but ultimately this should benefit you in the real world and having real world relationships. Right now, the music that we're creating, that West is kind of curating, producing,
trying to just help guide along a little bit. Yeah,
we're watching tracks fly back and forth over Telegram, and someone will respond, add something, someone will respond, someone else, and these people, we all met these people because we all had hooligans.
Yeah, exactly.
We're actually doing it right now. We're creating music back and forth. We're jamming back and forth, right? Just
Logical.
Just the people we met.
Creating.
Other people, Lord Victor and Rabbit De Niro, De Niro have suggested some really, really cool ideas that are, community driven ideas that can help, more people participate. Perhaps more people can make money. Not, even if it's a little bit of money, it's more than it's more than they have right now. But then maybe the most important part is that community that we're part of, and I've just never seen a nicer group of people. Is very little negativity in this group. I mean, there should be some. It shouldn't be it shouldn't be just a patting each other on the back kind of club. But there's so much positivity in this community.
Yeah, and to your point, Colin, like obviously, guys, you consider how far we've come since this whole project started. I was taking a little bit of inventory recently on just where this is. This has been life changing for all of us, and certainly as a company, this has been really, really formative. Where we've really been able to sink our teeth into a property that now we get to share with all these amazing people, with all of you. And listen, we don't always do everything perfectly. We're learning as we go here, but we really appreciate your participation, your patience, your willingness to work with us and be a part of this with us. I think we all get a lot of inspiration from all of you when we see you guys in here supporting us and wanting us to, just to do well and to succeed. Like, makes us want to show up every day. Because I promise you, like our team out here, whom of which just big shout out to of course our artists and all of our team here at our studio who work their asses off on all this stuff. It's, we do this for you guys, and it gives us a lot of energy. So we appreciate you all immensely.
I almost put that on the spot today, Skyhopper. I almost literally right before this call, I said, what, let's just bring the camera around, interview every person just like randomly. Now, it probably would, have mixed reviews on
that. My complaints.
But it's really, what's really cool is just the variety of style and people we have here and all the brilliant minds. And a couple of people have asked us recently, like, wow, what's your secret? How are you guys so fast at this stuff? And sometimes it's hard to pin down, but I think maybe Skyhopper, summed it up best, where he was saying every person is having fun. Like they're all following their thing that they're really good at. And only rarely do we tell them to slow down or to maybe veer in a different direction. But
a lot of creative ownership.
The best ideas are things that honestly, I didn't ask for. People will surprise us with some funny, happy accident or something that they went the extra mile on. They made the textures far better than I even expected.
It's clear there's inspiration there.
There's so many good ideas that really the challenge really is just filtering out the best of the best, because we have so many ideas here.
I want to move us on a bit, Colin.
Yeah.
Let's start to get some questions rolling in. So light up the YouTube chat, light up Discord. Wes, keep your eye on Discord. I'm looking at YouTube chat. Let's get some questions.
I got a quick one right here, Skyhopper. So there's a question asking about the mint date for release date for Zuckbots. Not yet. It's coming soon. Stay tuned. Those details to that, when, how, all of that are coming soon. Don't click any mint now links right now for this. That's not us. But we will be releasing more information on that very, very soon. So bear with us.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who are genuinely upset they can't get involved in the Emmy contest because they don't have an iPhone. I guess one solution might be to go and borrow somebody's iPhone if if anybody in your family has it, and try and create something. Just make sure they don't take your Hooligan as part of that process as well. Of course, but try and. See if you can borrow Hooligan an iPhone, but I know the team is hard at work at trying to find a solution for Android as well. But again, that's doing stuff, that's problem solving, that's being at the bleeding edge of creation, and that will come.
I got a few questions if you want.
Well, and on that front too, that's why like with the Zuckbot mobile game. One of the first implementations we're rolling it on to and testing it on is Android. So taking that one first. So yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. So Lord Victory. So newcomers. Newcomers who only hold a Zuckbot be able to play the game. So as of right now, yes, it looks like they will be able to play the game, but they'd be able to play the game as a generic Hooligan, obviously not as a Genesis Hooligan. That's our current thinking on that one. And then also there's another from Big Bag. Has there been any thought on essentially the timing? So pretty much the timing of this release given market sentiment. So listen, we're always trying to pay attention to market sentiment to understand, whether or not the time is right. That's also one of the reasons why we want to showcase all of the development and all the improvements that we've been making, all the progress that we're making on the project and on the new collection. But at the same time, we want to reserve, some flexibility to make sure that we're deploying at a time that's going to actually, be best suited. Now, obviously, in the bear market, things are just down across the board. There's, there's just a bit of a reality that we just need to deal with. Mm-hmm. Whereas at the same time, we want to still, we still want to provide, some value to certainly to our Genesis holders. We've got all these things here, and we have these new activations in the game. So, it's sort of it's a bit flexible. We try to just make the best decision as far as when to put it out, but also there are macro forces that we can't really control, so we kind of just have to,
Yeah. And one important thing here is that, we're actually building products. Essentially, we want to decouple ourselves as much as possible from, market conditions that define whether a project is doing well or not, and floor price and volume. Essentially, by building products, and actual gaming products that can kind of stand up there with, the best of them in the traditional gaming world, that will ultimately take us away and not be so reliant on the market forces of kind of crypto and NFTs. And that's what, all of you, I'd implore you to all kind of think about here is, we're going to be a product that sits in and outside of that world. So, we won't just be subject to always, the market's bad. Why are you doing this? Why can't you do that? We want to sit outside of that. And, gaming assets are gaming assets. A game is a game. Games are not, majority of games out there that are massive, big, successful games. They are not dependent on any, they might be dependent on the general economy, but, they're not dependent on the crypto market. And that's definitely the pathway we're heading in. And that's why, this is a multi-year, project ahead of us. Games like, Fortnite, GTA, you all know they don't come about in 6 months, 2 months, a month. They come about over the course of, multiple years and a hell of a lot of hard work and a hell of a lot of problem solving. And that's
very true.
Now.
Yeah, very true. There's a question over here, Skyhopper. When will feet sliding be fixed after jumping? That's just something that we're working on for part of being in on these early alpha tests and stuff like that is to find stuff just like that. So that's perfect. We know there's not all animations are perfect in there, and
maybe like Hooligan's feet just slide after jumping. Maybe that's just them. Like anything can happen in the rabbit hole. we can't treat these Hooligans as humans, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
I guess simple answer, yes, we're fixing that soon. I heard when Mila Kunis lead Hooli, I guess that would be when she calls us back. So,
so Hooli's still waiting on that call back.
Yeah, Hooli called her.
Yeah. What's in the bags? Still, we still got a little update there, but I'm gonna just maybe not say
sit on that.
I'll sell
it. Maybe Wes. There's an activation there for Zuckbots as well. We don't know. We don't know anything.
I got a couple things actually, so maybe just I'm gonna not say too much here, but in regards to Carrot Juice and the others, it might be a bit of an activation there, and also it might have something to do with the bags. So I'm just gonna put that out. Say.
All right, but whilst we're at it, I think it was Stax's birthday a couple of days ago. So
happy birthday, Stax!
Yeah, dude, all the great work you're doing and creating content. And Stax has been working on his own mini game as well, Colin. I don't know if you've seen, but exceptional work going on.
I know. I think when we met him in the LA Expoverse, he's very enthusiastic, and I was actually serious with our offer. We really want him to visit our studio soon, and we may actually lock the doors and not let him leave. So I want him to take us up on that offer and visit us in person.
Yeah, and big shout out to the other Stacks as well. There's another Stacks as well who's leading our alpha team. So big shout out to Stacks. We appreciate it.
Different one.
And also big shout out to Sativa.eth who actually minted his own NFT, a little baby, yesterday. So big shout out to Sativa. We're all NFTs, I guess.
We're all non-fungible. Oh,
that's true.
We're all non-fungible. Whether we're a token or not, we don't know. Maybe we are just a token. Who knows the answers to life? But shout out to Sativa, minted a fresh NFT, looking beautiful, and good luck with fatherhood. What other questions are rolling in? Given a few shout-outs there.
Let's see. All right. So in game, can we get a map and lower left screen? Okay. So Roger Rabbit, just to answer your question, you're just asking about making some changes as far as camera positioning with Hooli in the corner of or your Hooligan in the corner of the viewport. And then also with the map, I know that there is some updates coming on all that. We'd have to check back in with the team on specifically how we want to address, but that has been a discussion. So I'd say likely that's a good shout. And then also obviously, guys, as far as overall UI updates, those are constantly in the works. So that's
we got some
something.
cool things coming up that'll be in version 2 that'll be released.
Don't know about blood effects being added back into the game. I think I know that right now there's some blood splatter when we fall. We're still kind of working through some of that.
There you go. All right, cool. I think unless there's any other questions or anything anyone else wants to hear about, quickly tell us in chat. Well, let's start to wrap this one out. I think we've had a great discussion. Loads of interesting and exciting stuff going on as always, and we're having these. What's really kind of cool is we're having these chats every 2 weeks, and we've always got new information to share. There's always something new going on, so that speaks a lot in itself, right?
And want to get a just saw another one too. Want to make sure that we get a ledger update for Emmy as well as soon as possible. So stand by for that.
There you go. All right, cool. All right, well, let's wrap this up then. Any final thoughts? Any final words? Any final reminders? Luke, Colin, West.
No, thank you guys for tuning in and all the support, and stay tuned for Zuckbots. More to come on all that front, and as we roll it out, and
keep making content.
Keep making content.
You guys are super inspirational, and you're doing things with both Hooligan and Emmy, and you're making us laugh. And the birthday shout out to Stacks the other day was so funny. So just keep it coming, guys. It's you're inspiring us, and you're giving us the enthusiasm to keep pushing hard.
Yeah, amazing. And also, I forgot to add, there will be some small changes coming in Discord. We want to simplify Discord a little bit, and we want to start delivering a bit more information on Zuckbots through that medium. And there will be a K Gold menu coming out soon. Right in front of me, I can see loads of 3D printed Hooligan heads, so they might feature on the K Gold menu. With definitely some activations coming in that space, so I do want to get that out next week. Lots of fun stuff coming. Appreciate every single one of you. Keep doing the good work of promoting and spreading the word. Everybody who is, trust me, I'm seeing you guys and gals daily, and I'm gonna make sure that you are rewarded in some way, shape, or form. So if you are on Twitter all the time, like Zugs Bunny, constantly, preaching the good word about hooligans, look, I'm gonna make sure you're looked after. Like, why not? I consider you a part of a team. I consider you a very vital part of everything we're doing. So keep spreading the good word, and maybe there's some activation for those who are constantly on social media, spreading awareness, getting some benefits too. So look forward to that, and that's on my word. I'm giving you that word right now, the Skyhopper. Yeah. So keep flooding the airwaves with dope content, creating new content, keep challenging yourselves, and just stay focused. We've got a long journey ahead of us. This is it's not a race, it's a marathon. Yeah. Stay with us, people. West, any final words from you, pal?
It's just thanks, pal. Just that as always, as from the whole team, we appreciate you, Carrot Gang, and our wider community so much. Thank you, big thank you to our team here. I know everybody's working hard. We appreciate all of you guys. Thanks for doing this all together with us.
Thank you.
Lots of appreciation for West. We should change our names to West Appreciation Paglia.
West, did you say West Depreciation? Thanks a lot.
Maybe deep. That'd be cool as well. All right, I think that's it, people. Have fun this weekend. Big fight tomorrow. Queen's funeral on Monday. Obviously not a fun time, but when King Hooli, West.
There we go.
I'm sure definitely going to make a play for the throne at some point.
Yeah, perfect. Well, hey, thank you everybody for jumping on. Thank you for all the love and support.
Take it easy. Peace.
All right, 2 weeks.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.